what did you think about the open world, or open-ish world, I'll say? It's not completely open, but what did you think about that? Because that was first introduced here in Chapter 2 with the grasslands.
Right. So I was really torn with that one.
Really?
Honestly.
How so?
I have a love-hate relationship with open world games.
Well, I know you love linear. Like, you're one of the few people who liked the hallway of Final Fantasy XIII's storytelling.
I wouldn't go so far as to say I loved it or anything like that, but like...
But Remake itself is pretty linear.
It's pretty linear, and so like I don't like totally open world games because...
Like 15?
Even 15 I don't consider a truly open world game like I would...
Oh, really?
An MMO, right?
Okay, touche.
The reason is because for me, at least, I get lost and...
They're kind of overwhelming.
I don't know what I'm doing. And then I've figured out I wasted like 3 hours going in the completely wrong direction. And then I have to get myself back on track. That annoys me. But I do appreciate when it's like linear, but linear with like junctions that allow you to like explore that junction area and do whatever you want in it. But I don't like it where, like, I'll give you an example. The swamps were one that really annoyed me because it took me forever to figure out just how to get around that area to get to the Midgar storm.
Like the walls and like
the walls and like having to go through the water in a certain way. And like, yes, eventually
I don't like being lost either. I hate that.
Eventually I opened up the map and I figured it out, right? Okay, great. Right. But like I had to break down to open the map and look where I was going.
Got it.
And maybe that's indicative of like something that humans do in general when they don't want to ask for directions. Although I have a GPS, I don't care. But it is one of those, like, I was like, man, I don't like it when I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
And it's even worse when it takes me forever. And the reason it takes me forever is because I think I know where I'm going in an open world game, only to find out, no, I went the wrong way.
So then usually you strike me as somebody who likes to explore everything.
I do.
So are you kind of avoiding exploration in this, or are you exploring, but you just don't like how long it's taking because you get lost?
So I like exploring, but it's more like I like exploring with a purpose. Like, for example, if I go into a dungeon of whatever kind it is, like we've been in some buildings inside of this game, right? And like it's contained, you're in a contained space, you know where you are and you're exploring all the rooms and all that. I'm totally okay with that. Where I have the problem is like
just open exploration.
You go into this open world and like you're exploring, but then you find out you explored like yourself into a corner on the other end of the map.
Gotcha. So then,
and now you're like, man, now I got to go backtrack all the way back around because this happened to me. I was even on the chocobo. I'm like hitting this wall and the gates and the wall. And I'm like, how the hell do I get around this thing?
Right.
Right. And then I'm like trying to go back up the thing I had climbed down. And of course I'm Tomb Raidering at like half speed but like, again, mechanics that intentionally slow you down.
Oh yeah. You don't like those.
Annoy me. Right. So this was one of those.
It seems like they're kind of alternating chapters. Like you'll have a linear chapter that'll go into an open-ish world chapter that'll go into a linear chapter that'll then go into...
And then like going and finding Titan Shrine, I was like, great, Breath of the Wild. Like here we have a Zelda inside of this game too. Like I'm seeing these games are like...
But did you do that? Did you? Because like with Chadley...
Yes, I went and did it.
You can check every single box until you hit 100% exploration. Did you do that?
I'm not like explicitly doing that, but I am finding these things just by way of exploring, right?
Okay.
So
but you're not making it an objective. So like in chapter 2, how many of those check boxes do you think, or what percentage do you think you did of Chadley's exploration?
I can't even tell you because I didn't go look.
Oh,
so this is one of those situations where I am behind you and Spencer significantly.
Well, Spencer hasn't been doing any of those. He's doing 100% main story only, which is hard for him because he's a completionist like me.
Yeah.
But since I'm the one hogging up the PS5 at night, that's the only way he can get any game time. Yeah,
so I'm doing a hybrid. It's like there are many Final Fantasies that I've played and I probably would not go back and replay.
Any in particular?
13. Unless we did it to cover for this show, right? Then obviously I would do that. But like, would I willingly want to just go play 13 again, or 13-2 or 10-2 for that matter? No, right? So the thing I would appreciate about 7 so far, Remake and Rebirth, is I could absolutely see the replay value in the game.
Okay.
So like, I'm not too caught up on like, I've got 100% it the first time through. As a matter of fact, if it offers me the equivalent of a Final Fantasy mode, and I can go back through and 100% it with additional content, I may actually prefer to do it that way.
Okay.
But it's more like if I go into a dungeon, I'm looking around in all the little nooks and crannies.
Sure.
Right? To see what's there.
Sure. But you know it's going to bring you back to the main path. So you don't have to like wander off into no man's land or something.
Whereas when I go out into the grasslands, who knows where I'm going to end up.
Right.
Right.
And I mean, they give you a map.
I know, but I don't like looking at the map.
Okay.
And I know that that's like stupid in a way, but like part of me just wants to explore and like naturally find my way.
Okay.
But then that takes too long.
Gotcha.
So it's like I'm kind of caught in the middle of it.
So is it because you feel like you're in a hurry because you feel like you have to catch up to me?
That's part of it, but I wouldn't say like
I don't want you to feel that way. Like, take your time.
I just feel like I'm behind in general because like I couldn't play it for all these weeks for various reasons.
Right, because of the internet problems you had at home.
That and people were sick and I've been busy, and so I'm like, I'm now getting to it, and I want to like catch up, not just to you all, but like everyone else who got this on day one, right, has been
more and more spoilers are going to be coming out.
Exactly. They're further along than I am. And I figure like if I can at least get through and get to the end of the game, even if I don't 100% it, the parts that I really like, I can go back and redo them.
Okay.
But like on my mainline Final Fantasy titles, I'm not really an open world type of person. I'm more of a linear person.
Well, that's fair. I guess I just have a different approach. I love Final Fantasy to the point of, I mean, it's the only series I play, right? I have to pick one series basically because I don't have enough time to do much. So I just dive in.
Yeah, because this is 80 hours, right? So like
it's
you
like
don't have the time to like play like
anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
But because of that, like I don't want the game to end. And I
totally get that.
I totally dive into the game and I want to do everything I can do within reason. If there's something that's like completely frustrating and stupid and I try it like 40 times, no, like a hard mode thing or something,
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I might make an exception there. But for the most part, like regular normal mode or whatever, I'm going to do 100%. So I'm the person going through Chadley's checklist and getting every single thing, right? And I thought, because I wasn't in a hurry at all, I thought that the open world aspect was like right down my alley, right? For me. It's not for everybody, but for me, it felt huge and it felt really diverse and it had like a ton to explore. And the landscapes I thought were totally beautiful. I thought the scenic areas were really interesting. I mean, even if you decide to kind of grind a bit in chapter 2 in the grasslands, I didn't feel like I was grinding at all. I felt like I was exploring, like actually exploring, which was something that was so cool. You would come upon like a random shed and it would have a chest in it, like there was just so much. And then the Chadley aspect, right, for those of us who are completionists, it then adds this sense of like accomplishment to exploration because you can literally see a checklist of all the important areas of exploration, so you can knock those out before you move on to another chapter, which I really appreciate because I love checklists and I don't want to leave that area until I feel like I've done all I can do, right? And seen all I can see. And there's a few different things you can explore in chapter 2, like surveying the live streams. Did you survey a live stream?
I surveyed the first one, and again, this is exactly like activating the towers in Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Well, the towers are in this too.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Like there's actual towers.
I did survey one live stream, and then I went and activated one tower.
Okay.
And I went and found Titan's Shrine or whatever it was.
Did you find more than one Titan Shrine, or did you just find the one?
I only found the one, but that's because like, again, I got lost in that area.
Okay, so with the Titan Shrines though, the more of those shrines that you find, the easier Titan is to fight in the simulator and earn that summon materia. So if you only did one, were you able to beat Titan and get the materia?
I haven't even fought him.
Oh, it'd probably be so hard.
Yeah.
Spencer tried to fight him with no shrines found, and he can't find a single person on the internet who's actually beat him successfully without any of the shrines. So I wonder if it's even possible. I'm sure somebody out there has done it. I probably couldn't do it.